to another episode of Ma'am, We Are Almost 40. 40. I'm one of your hosts. I'm Dee.
I'm Roberta Bernice.
And today we have a special guest in the building who happens to be my sister, Kellee. Woo, woo, woo. Hey, Kellee.
Hey, girl.
How you feeling? Ooh.
Great. How are you?
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show. That sounds so professional.
Yes, we're professional here.
Oh my gosh, you guys made it.
Not quite there, but you guys continue to tune in. And, you can be a guest on the show as well. Yeah.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yes.
It's great.
I'm excited. Are y'all excited?
I'm very excited.
She is our first guest. Like, we're official now. We're bringing guests into space.
I agree.
We're giving the Breakfast Club. Okay, maybe not that much. We're building, guys.
I mean, you got to speak it into existence.
I know, right? Why you gotta?
Yeah. Yes.
You bring guests on, then your co-hosts start acting brand new. And it's like, really? In front of the guests? Like, we have company. Don't do that. So Kellee. So
yes.
Kellee is my sister, and she is married to my brother.
Yes.
I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I forget that he's my brother and she's not my sister. There's moments where I'm like, oh, she's the connection between the two, but it's not. It's not.
This is true. This has been her thing for a very long time.
She was like, yeah, I was texting your brother. I'm like, who? So. And she like, no. So I'm like, oh, right. That is true. And what makes it so bad is we literally share the same DNA.
Yes,
we do.
Literally.
Mother and father.
Can't deny them apart. You think they were twins.
And this is why I don't invite her on.
That's fair.
I mean.
So we're going to be cutting this episode up short. I'm already seeing what type of time these guys are on. Okay. Treat me better. Roberta, so you got the opportunity to meet Kellee when we were working at a different space.
Yes, I met Kellee. It's been a few years now, right?
Yeah.
About
That was
3
what?
years?
What was that? 2021 maybe?
Wow.
Yeah. I think it
Wow.
was. So yes, it was 2021, I believe. I had just finished my bachelor's degree, I think. Yeah. That's what it was. It was 2021. Man, that was a minute ago. And I like to help people. I love to help people. I actually get joy from helping people if I'm able to. It's hurtful. Yeah, I do. I get joy from that. So I think that's a huge thing for me. Like, material things and things don't really matter to me. Relationships do.
And that's maturity. That's what happens when you turn 40. Or did you have this maturity back in your 30s?
I think I had it, but I was more. There wasn't a lot of self-reflection on how I would respond to certain situations. So in my 30s, I'll say the difference. So let me go back even a little further. In my 20s, I wanted to get my lick back more, right?
Ooh.
So, and I didn't even have to let you know. I just got my joy came from knowing that I got my lick back.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
They say it be the quiet ones.
I mean,
That's true.
That's where my pleasure came from. Getting, Then when my 30s came, I had a little bit more trials and tribulations, right? So now I got more kids, and I have more responsibilities. So the lick back has to be a little bit more strategic, right? And, the responses, you got to be a little bit more mature.
Okay.
Because you got little people watching you. You're making decisions for them. So I think my 30s was challenging. I learned a lot. I would say the self-reflection for me started at like 35
Wow.
because I wasn't where I felt like I should have been. Not anybody else's timeline, my timeline, right? So I don't know if I ever told you this. I had a book that I would write my prayers in, right? And I would do it maybe 2, 3 times a week. And I had wrote down where I wanted to be when I turned 40. So I wanted to have my degree. I wanted to be making such and such amount of money. I wanted to be married. I wanted to have a house. I had an entire list. These are the real things that were on my list. So, and that was at 35. And so between 35 and by the time I turned, I want to say 38, I'm like, okay, a couple of the things have happened, but the whole list is not there. What am I doing wrong?
Yeah.
So now I need to self-reflect some more, right? So then you start searching for ways to make yourself better, whether that's, should I join a church or should I, change what I'm physically doing, or is it, am I in the wrong career space? Am I like, what am I doing that I'm not where I feel like I need to be? Because I've never been that person that cares about what other people think. I truly don't. But it was my timeline that I hadn't met. So by the time I got, how old was I when my dad died? He died in 2011. This is 24. So that's what, 13 years ago?
Yeah.
I went through so much at that time, first of all, when my dad died. So at that point, I was trying to finish my degrees, finish school, and all of these things. And I was lost. And at that point, when he died, I didn't care about anything. I was so heartbroken, right? I'm getting choked up thinking about it.
It's okay.
Because it's still so fresh. I think that thinking about that time is what pushed me. So I would go back to that and say, what is it that he would want me to do? And the space that I was in at 37, oh my God, it was so bad. I was going through so much. And nobody knew it. Nobody knew. And I think that I would pray and pray and pray so much and talk to him. I would have these dreams, and he would be in my dreams, no lie. He would be in my dreams, and he would just say, keep doing what you're doing. So by the time I had this epiphany, I was like 39.
Wow.
I was like, that's it. I'm not living up to anybody else's expectations. I'm doing me, doing what I want to do. I'm not going to say, yes to things just because I feel bad about it, or everything was about me. So by the time I came to that realization, I was about to turn 40. And it was like a peace just came over me. I was just peaceful. It was like different because I'm nonchalant, but with it came peace. And I don't know how to explain it. You just, what do I want to say? You care about people, and you care about, where you want to be in life. And you care about having these things, especially when you have kids. Like you care about their upbringing and all these things, but you put yourself first more. Like instantly when you turn 40. And I talk to a lot of other women that are 40, and they say the same thing. Like you really care about yourself more. So I think for me, that's the difference from the 20s and the 30s. I had fun in my 20s. In my 30s, again, like I said, it was ups and downs, trials and tribulations, but 40 is like you've done everything. And not to say everything, but you've experienced so much that you comfortable where you are. You should be anyway. You should, as a woman, you should feel like, okay, I did a lot of things in my 20s. I had fun. I was, as a teenager and young adult, and you made stupid decisions and things like that. And then in your 30s, you kind of say, okay, where do I want to go? Where do I want to be as an adult? And then by the time you turn 40, you should at least know, right? Or you should at least be stepping into it. Yeah. And I think that when I turned 40, I hit that list. No matter how I got there, I hit it. Like I was married by the time I was 40. I had 3 degrees or 2 degrees and 1 graduate certificate.
We gonna claim the 3. We gonna go ahead.
My family is complete because I'm definitely not trying to have no more kids. Okay.
Selfish.
And I say I'm 41 this year, so I had my first grandchild at 40, right?
Maybe 39.
Kenzie just turned 2.
Oh, she just turned. Oh,
yeah. So it may be a little few months lapsed, but I feel like my family is complete. So I feel like now the kids are getting older, and I could just focus more on me.
Yeah.
Before you turned 40, you felt like you couldn't focus on yourself?
No, it was not about me at all.
Why not?
Because again, I was trying to complete that list and doing whatever I need to do to sustain my mental health and financially taking care of the kids and keeping up the house and keeping up with a relationship and all these things that I probably shouldn't even have to have dealt with at my age. But I think different experiences in life, how people are brought up, kind of contributes to where they, that timeline. Because so for instance, like when people say a lot of the time that African Americans are behind as far as when our kids turn 18, a lot of times it's get out, go do what you need to do to be a productive citizen, right? But white folk don't do that. No. You can stay home till you're 30-some years old. So I think that we are forced sometimes to grow up a lot quicker than we should. And that's one of the things that I self-reflected about. Like, I think my parents did a great job, but I think that, again, the Black community, we push that independence too soon. And so we are kind of setting our kids up for failure.
So I want to take it back to your dad, because you've never talked about your dad before. Mm-hmm. Like, our parents kind of died, back to back. Yeah. Like, I believe your father passed in September of 2011. My mom passed away in January of 2012. Yes. And it was on a short period of time. And you felt the loss of her as well. Yeah. That was a big loss for you too, but you never talk about your dad, like, ever. Like, you'll be like, yeah, it's cool. So to kind of hear you talk about him today was like, I felt always like, there's a window I'm peeking into, and I'm getting to see your thoughts. Like, I appreciate you so much for being so open and kind of sharing that today. You know what I mean? You talk about, you were saying something about, you felt like you didn't want to live up to other people's standards. Mm-hmm. Whose standards were you living up to, or that you felt like you were forced to?
I think family, because people always see me as, quiet, smart. She go to school, she go to work, she keep a good job, she do this, she do that. And they expect you to be kind of perfect in a way, but I'm not perfect. I do the same thing that other 20-year-olds do. I make mistakes, So I think that was heavy for me. And I had to come to the realization. I think in those decades, you looking back like, well, why is it just me that this standard is held to? Just because I'm the quiet one in the room don't mean I don't have the same wants and needs as these other teenagers or these other young adults. So why me? But you don't know that at 20. You don't know. I mean, I could be like my online church that I joined is with Pastor Keon Henderson, right?
Go to church.
I do.
That man is fine.
He is fine, but he's
He's the man of the Lord.
better preacher. Like every time I see a sermon of his, I feel like he's speaking to me because he always grabs my attention. And I could be going through something that week, and I tell you no lie, that man will say something in his sermon that relates to what I've went through that week or the week before. So that's why I've been very consistent and diligent about following him. But to that point, like I had my faith has grown a lot more, right? And so I was watching one of his sermons one time, and he was talking about how you could be on assignment and you could be that person in your family that's doing something that you may not realize in that moment you were called to do. Like I'm just, I'm the person that brings everybody together. We all been on the outs for years, right? Maybe I'm the person that's called to assignment to bring us together, whether it be, hey, everybody come over to my house and let's just break the ice. Let's just get back in tune with one another. We don't even have to reflect on what happened in the past. I just want y'all to know that I love y'all and that we're going to move forward in a different way, right? So when he said, you are that person, he didn't say me specifically, but in his sermon, he was saying you are on assignment and you are who God has called to do something different. And after I watched it, I was like, wait, he might be on to something because I am the only one that really go to church. I am the only one that got these degrees and care about school and all of that. My cousins and everything, they are a good time. I love them all to death, but we all have different focuses in life. And it's not to demean anybody. It's not to say one is more than or less than the other. It's just my assignment is different. So when I came to that realization, I was like, okay, you grown. Like, you grown. So, and that happened in my 40s. It happened at 40 because that's when, like I said, I just got to this place where it's not that I don't care about what people think, because like I said, that's really my personality. I don't base other people's opinions on how I move. Like, I'll take your suggestion, I'll take your advice and implement it into what I feel and how I think I should move. But at 40 now, it's more like, okay, Kellee, you can have that nonchalant attitude, but you still need to take into consideration the other person's feelings, because everybody is not going to move like you move. So I care and I don't care, because I don't want to come off like the bitch, but I also want to, as I said earlier, stand on business. So it's a fine line, and I think it comes with maturity and self-reflection. So either you have self-reflected and done the work for yourself to find out if you want to be the bitch, or if you want to be compassionate, or just a good person. And that's what I want to be, a good person. So it's just so many different things that I feel like have made my 40 experience so peaceful. Yeah. And I just want to keep doing it. That's all I know is whatever I'm doing it right, because I'm at peace. I'm at peace with every decision I make. I'm not really too conflicted about it. I mean, I might have days where I'm like, what do I do? Or this is not a good day, or, but at the end of the day, I really feel like I'm moving in the right direction. Yeah. And I just put my faith in God. That's it. When I'm having a bad day, I go to I say Sunday is coming. My preacher is about to preach a good sermon, and that's what I'm looking forward to. I pay my tithes, and then guess what? The next week, I'm at ease. It's something about it. I just feel at ease. So, I think that's the difference from my 30s. My 30s, I worried a lot. I stressed a lot about things, about money, about just just everything. Just everything. It kind of fluctuates. 20, you don't worry about nothing. 30, you worry about everything. 40, you worrying about nothing really. I have. And it's so funny though because my mom would have these talks with me and I have two best friends. And she would always have talks with us when we were teenagers. And she would say that your 40s is awesome. Like you're going to love it when you get to your 40s. She's going to say in your 20s, you do stupid stuff. In your 30s, you're going to be figuring it out. And when you get to 40, you ain't going to have a care in the world. And that's really where I'm at, literally.
It sounds like you're tuned into yourself in your 40s.
Yes.
It says more self-reflection, more, I'm guessing, self-care.
Yes.
You joined the church.
Yep.
I ain't gonna lie. Part of me sitting here like, how about who this woman? Ma'am, I just recently learned that you even prayed.
Yeah.
And that you believe in God. And now you're going to church.
I do. Yeah.
I absolutely love that. Thank you for being vulnerable. It sounded like that part of your life it affected you in a way that you didn't expect. But I want to go back to just about both of you, like the strength that you two like can sit on this couch right now and kind of display. Yeah. And I wonder if during that time, because that was less than 6 months that you two lost a special person. Did you two lean on each other during that time?
Going back to when she said that she's the more like loud, and I'm more quiet. I dealt with things internally, and I think she kind of was the same way, but she would express her frustrations vocally, and I did it all internally. I didn't do any of that in public. So I could have been hurting, but I had to take care of her while she was publicly,
I was causing a few scenes.
A few.
A lot.
I did a few stunts and shows.
But I'm a very patient person though, so it didn't bother me, but I had to be strong because that's what I'm used to doing. I'm used to being the strong one, so I had to be.
It's so funny watching you talk about your dad and then to see you cry, like it's been years later. And Dee will tell you, I don't talk about a lot of the things that I went through or a lot of my trauma.
Yeah.
But when I do, I cry. It could be 50 years ago.
Yeah.
My little butt is over here crying like it just happened 2 seconds ago.
For sure.
So I wonder for you, because for me, when I say it, and I lift that weight off of me, I feel vulnerable.
Yeah.
But I feel like a weight has been lifted. So right now, today, how do you feel being able to express it and finally get it out and talk about it? Do you feel like a weight was lifted?
I mean, it doesn't matter what setting I'm in. If I talk about him, I'm going to cry because I loved him that much. So it's not sad tears. I was a daddy's girl. I just loved him. So
you asked earlier, like, how did I deal with it? I did have a lot of outbursts. I did. I had lost a little bit of my mind.
Well, I didn't want to say, but Lord Jesus.
You know what? There's this time. A lot of people don't know this, but you probably know. Like right after she died, it was probably like a week later. I went to school in Springfield, but I came back up here. I don't know why was I even up here? I don't even know.
I don't know.
But I came back up here and I went out drinking with my friends.
Oh Lord Jesus, I know this story.
Shut up.
Jesus Christ.
Like I had a breakdown.
She did.
I literally like had a breakdown. You know what? I want to apologize to you because not with my mom, but like when your dad died and you didn't respond in a way, I just thought you was disconnected. Right? Like you just didn't. You was so brave and so strong. Now that I look at it, you know what I mean. So I didn't know how to be there for you.
Right.
Because you seemed like you had it all handled. It didn't seem like it hurt you like that. Like I knew you was hurt, but it seemed like you was like, and I'm like, man, maybe I was missing not having kids because when maybe your kids gave you that strength for you to push forward. Yeah. I didn't have any kids, so I kind of let everything go. Yeah. And I'm sorry for not showing up for you. No. I didn't know how to show up for you. And I feel bad that happened. And I feel like then yeah, you did kind of have to take care of me while you were like going through your own thing. And I wonder like who showed up for you?
Oh God.
Like who showed up for you? Because you was there for me, you was there for you was there for us. But you had experienced such a great loss too. Like who showed up for you?
Oh, Kellee.
And I'm sorry that I wasn't the person that showed up. Okay. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I didn't even realize it. And it sounds so stupid. Until like right now as you were sitting here talking about them. And I'm like, you were so oblivious. It didn't even click to me.
Yeah. Again, I think that's just part of the assignment.
Thank you.
That's so beautiful. Like even right now, like I applaud you for realizing that and like being able to apologize for it and be genuine about it. But girl, you are brave. Yeah. You sitting here and you like, yes, you're expressing yourself. Yes, you're being vulnerable. Yeah. But even the response you just gave, like, well, you know, I guess I was that person. Like, yeah. You have to be, first of all, it is so hard for me to forgive. Yeah. And not to say that you even feel the need to forgive, right. But the fact that you're sitting here and you're saying that, hey, maybe, you know, I was that person. That is so beautiful because you're not pointing fingers. You're not blaming. You're sitting in this space and you're saying, hey, it was what it was. It happened. That time has come. It has passed. I don't fault you. I don't fault myself. Yeah. What happened. And we just have to keep pushing forward. And I really, truly appreciate you being open and vulnerable and being able to sit in this space with us and do that. Yeah. All with a smile on your face with these tears rolling down your big old eyes.
Yes. Well, you know, it's just part of being transparent, you know. I'm a very transparent person, and I just try to be my best self that I can be, not being perfect, not being anything other than Kellee. So like I say, I was going through things, but I didn't have a choice but to push through because I had the kids, and they saw me cry a lot, but probably nobody else outside of them and Crystal. That's one of my favorite cousins. She was there for me a lot. That's yeah, but if I felt like at that time, if I was going through what I was going through, I can't put that burden on her either. You know, so I'm glad we both, you know, got past that.
You're so mature, girl.
And that's what happens when you turn 40.
That is what happened when you turn 40. Yeah.
Overall, what's the one thing you've learned so far?
I would say overall, I've learned to just be me. I didn't change any of my morals or values, you know, during the process or the journey. So I think that's what I'm most proud of. And I think that really hit me when, and I haven't told you this. She's
so secretive today.
My husband's kids' mothers, one of the mothers. So he has 3 other mothers, right? And one, we were always really good. Like we call each other baby mamas, right? And then the other two, not so much, right? But over the years, this one in particular, we have actually grown more friendly and cordial, right? So this past year, I want to say some months back, she sent me the nicest text message. And she said, I realize now that you love my daughter. And she was like, I just want to say thank you. And I was like, oh my God, thank you so much. Because I do love her. And at that moment, I'm like, I just been being me all along. I never showed you nobody different. I never gave you a reason to not like me. I never, we never had a reason to dislike each other other than that person or that relationship. So for me, that wasn't enough for you to ever have this strong animosity towards me. So in the moment, I'm like, I know she means what she says because she sees, and her daughter is probably telling her how much she loves me also, right? So I just thought that was so sweet of her. And in that moment, I thought, you've been being yourself. Don't change. No matter how you get to where you're getting, continue to be you. Don't let nobody change you, because, whatever, I feel like whatever opinions that people may have about you, or whatever they say or whatever you hear, those are personal feelings. Those are maybe self insecurity, whatever you want to call it. That person has to go through what they're going through. So I'm not going to change who I am. It may take them a little longer to mesh with me or figure me out or whatever, but I don't feel like I'm the direct cause of how you feel towards me, and I'm not going to change who I am because of that. Now, my outlook or your outlook, we may miscommunicate sometimes, so let's figure that part out. But essentially, I'm not going to change who I am. So
Yeah, Kellee, I feel that. Be yourself. Like, a lot of times we do things and we trying to please other people, or we trying to make a point. We're trying to prove ourselves or prove that we can be these people or these things. And at the end of the day, when we go home with us. When we sitting in front of our kids, we have to be who we are so that we can teach them how to be themselves. So I really truly feel that, and I thank you for that advice.
We're all so mature, trying to work out our problems, going to therapy, to the Lord. Yes, I love that. But let us get into this game. Ooh. Right? So we're going to play a game. It is called Password.
Oh, buddy.
And Roberta is going to explain the rules.
All right. Let's get into this game. So we got two teams. We got Team D and we got Team Kellee. All right. So the way we're going to play this game is in each round, one of the members from each team will be given a password. The objective of the game is to make your partner guess the password by giving only a one-word clue and one word only, right? But they're not partners because they're their own team. So I will be giving the clues this time. All right. So I am ready to get started.
All right.
Animal.
Again?
You want to do a different one?
I mean, follow your heart.
Animal.
Oh, it's on you.
Okay. Animal. Elephant.
Slow.
A turtle.
Sloth.
Yes. Sippity sip sip.
All right.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's given. Okay. Look at her face. Category is food.
Okay.
Sweet.
Sweet. I don't know. Peppermint.
Candy.
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking that. I was thinking too deep.
Your turn.
Oh my God. I was thinking too deep. Okay.
Ooh,
Okay.
Oh.
Lord. Last one, tiebreaker.
Okay.
Childhood.
You go first.
Memories.
Pain.
Trauma.
Right. Oh Lord, childhood
Crying.
pain. Band-Aid.
Whip.
Whooping. Abuse.
That's legit, but no.
Neglect.
I'm ready.
Switch.
Spank. Spanking.
Tree.
House you.
Hit. Smack.
Hand.
Slap.
Hanger.
Hang. Oh, hang. Oh, hanger.
Whoop. Whooping. Slap.
Hanger.
Beating.
Right. Hanger.
Ooh. Ooh.
Hurt.
Cry.
Tantrum.
Waist.
Belt.
Boo-boo.
Yes.
Oh. Oh my Lord, childhood.
I don't know how many of you guys
I
have
didn't get a lot of
experienced these
whoopings.
whoopings at home like we did.
I never got a whooping by my mother or father.
Yo.
What?
My uncle. So in the living room, we had this table with plants on it. But it was behind the couch, in between the windowsill.
Oh my God.
So that was like a little bunker. When we used to get in trouble, I used to climb under that table, and my uncle would grab my ankle, drag me, and hold me upside down. And either he would whoop me or my grandma would.
Oh my God.
Well, that must have been the worst. Did he have both of your
I never
legs
got
and
a
one of your
whooping.
legs? And you
Just one.
Oh, that was the worst. You was
just
trying to get out that jam.
Ooh.
Dang, y'all must have been bad kids.
You know what? No.
Bad.
Really?
I wasn't bad.
I've never gotten a whooping.
Jesus. As you guys see, we got a bunch of underlying trauma, right? The question would be, who hurt you? A lot of people. Whooping. So if you ever got a whooping when you were younger, drop a comment. Like, do you whoop your kids now? Like, is that a thing where you're like, I don't want to do that? Like, how are you being different? How are you tuning into yourself? Or are you like, listen, I got whooped, so they can get whooped as well. Ain't nobody get hurt. I'm fine. I know a lot of people take that stance where they're like, I'm fine. I got a whooping and I'm okay. And I get that. So drop in the comments. Y'all know the usual. Like, follow, subscribe. I always feel so interesting saying
Turn on
that.
your post notifications.
Yes. And we'll see you in 2 weeks. I want to take this time to thank our guests for being in the building. Thank you, Kellee, for showing up. Yes, give her a round.
You're welcome.
Thank you for showing up and being our first official guest. Oh, man, we're almost 40. So grateful for you and your vulnerability and your openness. Because, you know, you never know how these podcasts are going to go. Yeah. And you got on here and you were just like a whole different woman. And I loved it. I feel so much closer to you. So thank you for sharing your story.
You guys are welcome. And I love what you're doing. And keep going. And having these raw conversations, because I think it'll bring in a wider audience where people can relate to you guys. So I think it's good. Keep going.
All right, guys. That's the show. We hope y'all have a good weekend, because you know what? It's Friday. Turn up. Bye, guys. Bye.
Bye.